This frightening incident happened on the 8th of December 2024 in Colombo, Sri Lanka. A tourist and her friend were traveling along the stunning coastline between Welawat and Bambalapitiya, enjoying the breathtaking views. In an effort to make the experience even more memorable, the tourist told her friend to record her as she held onto the train's door and leaned outside for a better shot. However, while still leaning out, a low-hanging tree branch struck her head. The impact knocked her off balance and sent her tumbling from the moving train. When the train reached the next station, concerned passengers quickly went back to the scene to assist her. Incredibly, the woman survived with only minor injuries. Authorities believe that the bushes she landed in softened her fall and likely saved her from more serious harm. November 26, 2024, began like any other day on Eliodoro Solorzano Avenue in La Libertad, Ecuador. But out of nowhere, tragedy struck. This shocking surveillance footage captures the terrifying moment a two-seat Diamond DA-20C-1 aircraft on a routine training flight plummets from the sky. The plane crashed directly onto the busy street, smashing into an SUV and narrowly missing a motorcyclist behind it. The impact was so powerful that the plane came to an immediate halt, with its right wing clipping another motorcyclist and sending them crashing to the ground. Miraculously, those in the SUV involved in the crash sustained only minor injuries and were quickly taken to the hospital for treatment. However, both Captain Diana Estefania Solis and Cadet Juan Andres Pacheco Ramirez, who were piloting the aircraft, lost their lives. Authorities have since launched a thorough investigation to uncover the cause of this devastating accident.
Yeah. Big shock. Just here. Oh, he's found it. It's just here. Oh. Stay together, boys. Stay together. Stay together. Don't paddle. Stay together. Boys, stay together. In. Head in. Stay together. Don't panic, stay together.
What you just witnessed was a scary encounter between a group of Australian surfers and a great white shark off the coast of New South Wales on November 13th, 2024. Surfer Kai Wilkinson was catching the afternoon waves at Shelley Beach near Emerald Beach, just north of Coffs Harbour, when he suddenly felt a sharp jolt from beneath. Glancing down, he was horrified to spot the shadow of a massive great white shark, estimated to be 3 to 4 meters long, circling ominously below. Despite the terrifying encounter, Wilkinson remained remarkably calm. He cautiously alerted the other surfers, aware that panic could escalate the danger. The shark lingered around the group for an unsettling amount of time before they finally seized the moment to make a daring dash to shore. This next insane clip is the kind of nightmare scenario I never pray to find myself in. Take a look. Driving through a dense forest, a man was startled by the distant howls of wolves echoing through the trees. Instead of staying safely in his car, curiosity got the better of him. He pulled over, stepped out, and began searching for the source of the eerie sounds, all while recording the moment on his phone. Fortunately, he didn't have to come face to face with the wolves. Whether that was bravery or recklessness is up for debate. Personally, if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't have stepped out of the car. Modern technology is supposed to make our lives easier, but sometimes it can turn against us in the most frightening ways. And that was what happened in Sao Paulo, Brazil, in November 2024.
Não põe a mão no ferro!
The incident, caught on video by a passenger, occurred on one of the city's newly upgraded trains. Despite its advanced electrical systems, the train suffered a malfunction that quickly spiraled into chaos. In the footage, a man can be seen warning others to avoid touching any metal parts to avoid electrocution. Just moments later, a sudden fire erupted inside the train. Authorities believe the blaze may have been triggered by a metal object disrupting the electrical system, possibly due to vandalism or debris swept in by the severe storms that had recently struck the area. Thankfully, the fire was extinguished before it caused any serious harm, and all passengers were safely transferred to another train. What you just saw took place during Hannibal, Missouri's bicentennial celebration in 2019, when an out-of-control hot air balloon turned a joyful event into a terrifying moment of panic. The shocking incident began when the pilot lost control of the hot air balloon, causing it to descend rapidly. It struck a tree before careening toward the crowd below. As the massive balloon closed in, people scrambled to get out of its path, but not everyone was quick enough. The basket dragged along the ground, striking several bystanders, including a woman and a child. Thankfully, the balloon regained altitude and drifted away. Despite the chaos, no serious injuries were reported. While the festivities eventually resumed, the incident left a lasting impression on everyone who witnessed it. Exploring caves can be an exciting adventure, but some people take things to dangerous extremes in the name of creating unforgettable memories.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so once he gets in there, watch, he's gonna curve around.
You're going straight left. You alright?
Yeah, he's good.
See you in the big opening right now?
Alright, we call that the casket because now he's dead.
This video, captured by his friends cheering him on, shows the man squeezing himself into a tiny hole in the ground. While he managed to get through without injury, this kind of adventure is incredibly dangerous and could easily turn deadly. In fact, earlier this year, a man named Peter Verhulsel tragically lost his life attempting a similar cave exploration. Squeezing into such narrow spaces might seem adventurous, but it comes with serious risks, including limited oxygen, unexpected flooding, and the inability to retreat if something goes wrong. It's a decision that can have grave, even fatal consequences. This shocking video, captured by a security camera in 2021, shows a bear and her two cubs casually strolling along a block wall behind a home in Bradbury. What began as a peaceful scene quickly turned chaotic when the family's 4 dogs, barking furiously, charged at the bears. The commotion sent the cubs scrambling to the safety of a nearby tree, but the mother bear stood her ground. At one point, she extended her paw toward one of the smaller dogs, even lifting it slightly off the ground. That's when 17-year-old Haley Morinico sprang into action. Without hesitation, she sprinted toward the bear and, with both hands, shoved the massive animal off the wall. The bear fell backwards but briefly popped its head over the wall for one last glance before retreating. Meanwhile, Haley ran in the opposite direction, carrying one of the smaller dogs under her arm like a football. Miraculously, Haley and her dogs escaped the harrowing encounter completely unharmed. For the bonus video, We have a clip that feels like a scene in an action movie, but this shocking incident actually happened. The event happened on an Umrah flight from Saudi Arabia to Nigeria, operated by Jordan Aviation. In the video, a Jordanian air marshal is seen warning passengers to stay away from the flight deck. He then pulls out a gun, pointing it at the crowd to maintain control. Strangely, the passengers appear unfazed, continuing to argue with the marshal and even edging closer, though he successfully prevents them from reaching the cockpit. The tension arose because the flight, originally destined for Kano, Nigeria, was unexpectedly diverted to Yola, about 330 miles away. Passengers were instructed to disembark in Yola and complete the journey by land, which sparked frustration and unrest. While it's easy to understand their anger, the scene of a crowd banging on the cockpit door combined with a drawn weapon created a situation fraught with danger.